It's easier to imagine the end of the world than the end of capitalism. That, in a sentence, is capitalist realism. The Earth has existed for 4.5 billion years. Humans have been around for around 300,000 years. Capitalism, by contrast, has only existed for a few centuries, yet we think it's permanent. Why? Because capitalist realism insists
there is no alternative.
There is no alternative.
There is no such thing as public money.
Capitalist realism tries to naturalize capitalism, so disagreeing with capitalism is akin to disagreeing with the laws of gravity.
Can we just also say we don't actually need gravity?
What do you mean that we don't need gravity?
What if it was never invented?
The idea of capitalist realism inspired the book of the same name written by Mark Fisher in 2009. In it, Fisher identifies how those who benefit from the status quo in politics, media and business try and build consent for it. But how? Well, they can't justify capitalism on its own merits because increasingly it doesn't have many.
The UK is now in recession.
Nurses using food banks.
Stagnant wages, stagnant benefits.
The world's 10 wealthiest men doubled their fortunes.
I believe people die because they can't afford to heat their homes.
UK gas and electricity producers could be in line for £170 billion in excess profits.
So instead, they claim anything even slightly different would be incredibly dangerous, and they point to the past or imaginary dystopias. Sure, you might not be able to pay your rent, but hey, at least it's not the 14th century. And any proposal to solve a problem like the housing crisis, which isn't about making a profit, is automatically labelled utopian.
You really think that you're capable of making large-scale social transformations and getting it right, do you? What makes you think you're smart enough to pull off something like that?
And anything utopian is automatically dangerous, so trying to get rent caps or a living wage will automatically lead to famine and gulags.
It's too terrifying.
Now, this is obviously stupid, but it's the basis of much right-wing thinking, including Jordan Peterson and Elon Musk. The theory of capitalist realism identifies how we're made to think that capitalism is inevitable and that change is impossible. But things do change. I mean, we didn't have agriculture as we know it until around 12,000 years ago. Capitalism is a contingent social system, meaning it has both a beginning and an end. Addressing the problems of the 21st century requires recognizing that capitalism is not natural and that the future on offer, when nothing changes, is not inevitable. Without that recognition, problems like inequality, the housing crisis, and climate change won't be addressed, and things will just keep getting worse.